Hello me and all random people. This is November 2023 Bouldering. He's pretty cool. This month was both great and not good. I topped my first orange grade climb, which is a slab, and I'm not counting that one that I did back in August. I tried to take on another orange grade climb and I got pretty close to getting all the moves on it, but something happened and then I got crazy tired. And then, yeah, that didn't go well. Don't expect this month to have a lot of stuff because not a lot of stuff happened. On the 7th, this was the day where I topped that orange grade slab and I made a video on it. Orange and pink grades are actually very similar in difficulty, but the style is quite different. From what I've seen, oranges are very slopey and pinks are very crimpy. I did see another guy do that orange slab and talk about it on YouTube. I learned that I actually did kind of a cheaty start with the feet. I was actually supposed to jump onto the orange holds when starting it and not help myself up with all the other ones. All the clips on this day were on that milestone video, so there won't be much to talk about in these clips. I'll show the problem again and describe it just in case if you haven't seen the milestone video. I definitely would have. Yeah, it's a slab and it's pretty much just like the green one on the same wall which I did last month. And also in the way that it's like a no hand slab. It's not many handholds. Yeah. I pretty much recorded all of my attempts on this problem except maybe one or two. There's not much to say here. This is my second attempt and I've already figured out what to do. There was definitely a better way to do it because I had no idea what I was supposed to do with that hold that I skipped. It was too shit for where I was because the angle of the face you would have to step on was really bad. Maybe it could have been like a heel hook kind of thing, but I don't even know what you would do there. After skipping all the clips of me failing and doing the same thing pretty much, we get to the final attempt where I top it. I do all of the same things that I did in the previous clip. After topping this, I never tried to do it again, which was definitely a mistake because it definitely would have been great to try to figure out how I could have used that hold that I skipped. I think I remember looking at that top hold and thinking it was super shit, and then grabbing it felt better than I thought, but I don't remember if it was actually as good as a jug. Probably not, because it was not that big. Enough of that problem, and on to the next one. This is just only on my journal. It's a very crimpy climb and had some underclings in the middle. It was really hard, and there'll be one part where I think it was all on my fingers because the hands were just crimped and I couldn't do shit on that. I didn't record myself on this climb, but I think it would have been useful because I think that my legs were being kind of left behind on that, and I didn't know where to put them as well. And that's all for the 7th. On the 14th, I did some climbing like I normally would. Didn't really have any goals, and it seemed like I was just climbing random problems until there was something I could stick to for a while. I also forgot about the Cossack squats in my warm-up. The first climb I wrote about was a green problem. It had many pockets, but I do remember at least half of them were kind of very juggy pockets. It doesn't really matter because green is not that hard, and I flashed it. The next climb I wrote about was a black loco climb, and there's also not much to say about this. I topped it in 2 attempts, and in the first attempt, I think I didn't read it well because I got stuck with what to do with my feet. On to the next climb. The climb we're looking at is the orange one on the roof, and this is my first attempt. It's quite powerful, and it gets into some crimps, kind of pinches on the wall. At the start, I would use my feet and then lose them straight after because I had no idea what to do with them, and I just started campusing. Once I got my hand on that jug on the wall, I think I realized that I was doing it wrong since I couldn't go any further, so I got off. I would figure out the beta with my friend that was with me, and I did better. No, better than him. I got better. After I thought I figured out the start to the wall, I started to practice the moves on the wall part of the climb, and it was hard. I wrote in my journal that there was improvement and progression, and that if I didn't mess up grabbing that hold I fell off of, I would have maybe topped it from there. I saw that it worked pretty well as a pinch kinda. There was a bit of chalk on the right side of that hold, and other people put their thumb there on that bit. I had a goofy fall at the end. In the middle of doing that orange climb, I did a green one on the overhanging wall, and I didn't really like it. There were a lot of crimps, and I definitely needed to try that more so my fingers could do better. I don't know, but I was just doing this so I wouldn't be waiting for ages to climb on the orange one because there were a decent amount of people doing it. After 12 attempts on that orange one, my hands and fingers were starting to hurt, so I went home. And that's all for the 14th. To be honest, my memory of this month is a bit hazy, as of writing the script, obviously. On the 23rd, things kinda got ugly. I couldn't climb much, and it seemed like I was super tired from the start. There are no clips for this day. The first climb I wrote about was that orange one that I did a bunch on the 14th. I really wanted to top this one because I thought it would be super cool if I could. A hold did get removed from this climb, and it was one of the good ones near the top. Though I never used it, it definitely changed how I could top it. I only did 2 attempts on this problem on this day because I was so tired and I could barely even do the start bit. It was kind of sad. And I'm pretty sure that was going to be the last day I could do that problem before it got reset. So yeah, even worse. The next and final climb I wrote about was a really easy pink one, which I don't know if I can consider as a slab because it was really easy and boring. When I first read this while reading the script, I got so confused because I couldn't remember this climb at all, but then I remembered it. I topped that one in 2 attempts, and that's all for the 23rd. During this month, I was getting deep in the passion project that I did, so a lot of my focus after school would be on that passion project, and I put a lot of energy into that, and that's probably why I felt so drained on the 23rd. And it's also why I wasn't able to make these videos, because it took up a good amount of time at home. I still did those recordings after every session, but I'm still not considering putting them up on YouTube because I think they'll be able to stay on my phone just fine because they're not that big. And that's the end of November 2023 bouldering. Goodbye.